So hour one, in case you're new here, of Sundays with Shar, it is typically an interview with someone and we discuss like hot topics and things like that. Hour two is when we get into my business. Okay, so see, this is all like perspiration. This is all coming off when I'm done talking to you all, by the way. It's too hot. It's too hot to be beat. I'm sitting in the house. So, let me turn family affair off before Mary's people come for me. You know that's my Capricorn good sis. So, yeah, like I mentioned, welcome to hour two. I should mention that I got a message from Dustin, who was supposed to be my guest for the first hour, and I could only read the top banner. I'm not at liberty. He just was not, we're going to reschedule. That is what I'll say. I just want you to know that he did reach out to me, and there was some communication. And like I said, I only saw the top banner, but I saw enough of the top banner of the message that came down to respectfully say, we're going to reschedule. And I can't wait to, when this is over, I got to talk to him. Nothing bad though, nothing bad. Just wow. So anyway, so hour two, now it's time for Shar's business, which some of you all only tune in for anyway, right? Let's keep it a buck. So what I wanted to talk to you about, so this is fascinating. So yesterday I went to the beach, rounded up 4 people that I knew had been social distancing. It's actually one of my friend's ideas, and I went to like Ralph's. You know, when you do the beach, you can like do it up or you can like slightly do it up. So we like slightly did it up. I went to Ralph's. I bought, 4 jumbo life waters because it would be 4 of us there. I'm not bothered by, oh, okay. Thank you, Ray. But can you hear the air conditioning buzzing? Because she a little raggedy over there, but she worked. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. But I bought the 4 jumbo life waters, and then I bought 4 wine coolers. But you got to be discreet when you're doing the wine cooler type thing. So I didn't buy like, Sutter Home has like those individual bottles of wine that you can like. But I'm like, we're going to be in public. This is the beach. Kids might be around. So I bought canned wine. Canned wine. I see. I got a question, but after I finish this story, I'm going to get into the Q&A. So I bought canned wine, 2 things of Pringles. I had like 3 bottles of water actually for myself. Everybody else, I bought them 1, but you got to stay hydrated. So we're at the beach, right? And having a blast. Like I said, I had to, what's his face? You can't tell because you don't see me. You only know me through the screen. I took my foundation down a notch today. I was like, oh, we hadn't had to use the summer color all year. And now we got it because you don't want that line of demarcation. Pull out the summer color, Shar. And so out of nowhere, I'm sitting at the beach. I'm with my friends. This is like yesterday around noon. So I'm sitting with my friends. We just kicking it. And we hear kids start to scream, right? Like I'm hearing children like down away from us screaming at the top of their lungs. So instantly my mind goes to someone is drowning. I get up. I go over towards the scene to see, there's nothing I can do. I'm not a lifeguard, okay? I did do lifeguard training when I lived in Chicago, but that was just for pools. To be a lifeguard, do you all know the qualifications that it takes to be a lifeguard at the coast? Oh my God, granted, they get paid nicely from what I understand, but the qualifications, because it's not a pool. It's not you like blowing a whistle and jumping off the diving board into a pool. Like that's you versus Mother Nature. Ain't no chlorine, clear water for you to do what you got to do. Like you got to wrestle the elements, salt water, sand, seaweed, aquatic life, and you have to save this human life and get them out of water. Like the qualifications to be a lifeguard at the coast are out the wazoo. So there was nothing I could do. I go over there, and to my surprise, no one was drowning, but I see a huge fish tumbling in the water. So people are screaming thinking that it's a shark, but you know what? I looked at the dorsal fin. It actually was a dolphin. It was injured, but it washed up on shore and then quickly swam back out. I had never seen anything like that in all my days.
Hi.
Good morning, Carmen.
Good morning, Shar. I love watching your show.
Oh, thank you. I was surprised when you sent a request to join. I'm like, okay, now, hi, good morning.
Well, I was watching your last video and it
Okay.
said, if you want to go split screen with me, let me know. So I'm like, okay, let me go
No,
split
I
screen with her.
appreciate this. A little backstory. Carmen and I first met, I think the only time that we met was last year at Isis's birthday. That was last October.
Yes, it
And I
was.
haven't seen you since.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while. Oh my gosh, almost a year.
Yeah, so how have you been? I need to know, how have you been faring in the COVID of it all? Like, is there anything that you've been watching, reading, listening to? Like, what how have you been filling up your time?
I've been reading a lot of books, a lot of books. I've been trying to focus on my meditation practice, honestly, like just
Mm.
really harnessing my energy and like being wise with what I choose to focus on. Basically, I've been swamped with work. I mean, I started a marketing company. It's called CC3 Entertainment for the simple fact that when COVID struck, I was so concerned with how LGBT people were going to find work. And I was like, let me leverage my network to see if I can help. And, we started off with like 5 people, and now we have like 15 on our roster. And I have 4 employees, and now I'm like a boss. I'm like, oh, cute. Okay. I started Angel Face, which is a lifestyle cosmetic brand. We're doing masks right now, and we're gonna transition into something else later. And yeah, I've just been kind of trying to stay busy, like fill up my day with something, wholesome. Because
Yeah,
then
I
I'll
was about to
just
say you've been busy as hell. I thought I was busy, but you have been really out here. My thing is, Carmen, I have my stuff has come in waves. In that, like, I'm busy, but I don't always feel motivated. Sometimes, and I don't know. I
it
be feeling
happens.
I don't be in it. Like, my head just don't be in it sometimes. It's a foreign concept for me because when the world was still spinning pre-COVID, I was always out doing stuff, and I think it's just because life has so drastically changed for me. There are no red carpets for me to work. There are no studios for me to go like and do like these like fun videos and stuff that people had me do. So
I'm sorry for the noise. It literally just happened. It was so quiet. So,
are you in LA? Carmen, are you currently in Los Angeles, if you don't mind me asking?
huh? Yes.
Oh, you're in LA. Okay. I'm like, dang, I hope wherever they're going, that's okay. But yeah, so that's I say all of that to say, like, I tip my hat to you for that because I have been busy, but it hasn't been consistent because I just, like I said, everything comes in ebbs and flows. This has been an emotionally charged year. And
Yeah.
so
I feel
just
you.
trying to
I feel
stay in the
you.
flow.
To be honest with you, a couple years ago, a few years back, I spent a lot of time by myself, trying to lose weight, trying to fit, the model aesthetic. It was like 2 years that I went through that, and um, it was a lot of soul searching. So I had to find ways to entertain myself on my own, and I did this years ago. So now through COVID, I was like, baby, I got this. Like, we're gonna be all right, because I've been through something like that before. I was always home. I feel like my profile was at a place that I everywhere I was going, I was getting recognized. I don't know if it was because I was attracting this or it was just what was happening in my life. And I had to learn how to stay home and just be home. And um and that's really how I developed like so many creative ways to channel my energy, to focus myself, and to just not get depressed and sad. But it happens, you know what I'm saying? When you are disconnected, it just we need each other, we need to interact. Like, that's our human nature. So um you just have to push yourself to get motivated.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
and I can acknowledge that sadness is part of it's something that you can't escape. Like, it's a fundamental emotion, like it's part of life. You are going to be sad. That is an irrefutable fact. You will experience sadness, moments of feeling down. It's just a matter of like I said, this year has been emotionally charged. That's the most tasteful way for me to put it. And so just staying afloat in all of that. I'm glad to know that, like I said, that you've been so productive. So tell me more about your meditation practice, because you mentioned that you've been really kind of honing in on that. What does that look like for you?
Well, I think it begins with starting, like, just to settle down with breathing helps, because sometimes our thoughts can travel so quickly, and that can trigger our emotions. And then once we're in an emotional whirlwind, it's hard to like feel like you're grounded again. So for me, it always starts with letting my mind just go and think. And if I feel sad, let myself feel sad. If I feel, you know, angry, just let it happen. And then I try to, in a way, speak to myself internally. And it's like, why are you mad? Why are you sad? Or, stuff like that. That's how it begins. And then eventually your mind fades away, and then you can just be, you can just exist, you can just, and that's where you want to get to. That's the point you want to get to, so that you can, consciously work through whatever's happening internally, and then you can get back to balance and center. Because when we have so many things going on and so many thoughts happening, and then we're being emotionally drained, all that energy, like, it's hard to focus on what your next move is. And then I realize, even talking to my friends, at times nothing ever happens because they're so in their head about it, and they want to do so many things, they want to get things started, but they're so concerned with what's right in front of them, and they don't know what's going to happen next. And then they lose all that momentum, and then it's like nothing gets done, and then it's day after day after day after day, and then that becomes a problem too, because they're like, so much time I'm wasting, and it starts to pile on you. So you got to give yourself a chance to press the reset button, and you got to figure
Mhm.
out how individual your process is to get to that point. Because for me, it might work to sit and feel everything. For another person, it might work to go and work out and just sweat it off. Another person, it might work writing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so it's important to acknowledge that these steps that we take towards our individual healing does and very oftentimes looks different person to person. So what works for me might not work for you. But something that you said that stood out to me that I think should really be emphasized, and that is to allow yourself to feel what you feel when you feel it. Because if you don't, it's just going to pile up, and that it's going to manifest in other areas of your life, and it's going to also affect the ways in which you navigate the world if you don't release. And I feel like we always often have these conversations as it's regarding to men and their emotions. Sometimes because there's been a social conditioning to be a man and not cry when you feel like crying, or not vent when you feel like venting, and that holding on to things like that is unhealthy in every aspect of the word. It's unhealthy for your mind, your body, your spirit. So that I love that point that you make, because it's so important for us to feel what we feel when we feel it, address it, and then move on to the next moment, because feelings aren't final.
Yeah, and it's also starting from a place of, what has my programming taught me about dealing with this emotion, and how has that become part of my character, and how does my character influence my surroundings, and how do my surroundings um, then reflect back to me, my life, and the reality of it. Because sometimes you can get disconnected from your reality, so much so that you can't find ground, because you're not really connected to what's around you, because you're so in your head, or so in your character, and it's your routine now. So now there's no place to grow from, because all your energy is stagnating on the fact that, it's built into your code on how you live. And so if you are willing to peel those layers back and understand where it's all coming from at the root, you can really truly come from a soul level. And from that
Mhm.
soul level is where you can grow, and you can choose which direction you can now go in. And I know, just being trans, I mean, our identity is a big part of who we are. And we have to sometimes dig a little deeper. And, some of us have the type of programming that doesn't necessarily transition over in society. So we have to, like, consciously do that digging ourselves, and that really helps too, just to feel comfortable in your surroundings. But
Mhm.
I think for people who are not trans, it might be a little bit more difficult to go that deep, because they're not really focused on that. They're just so in their routine, and society has made it so convenient for folks to live by a template. And so I feel like embracing your individuality is, I feel like we could help in that department. I don't know, with other people, because we've done that kind of work. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
for sure, for sure. And I'm sorry, one of the comments I just read threw me off.
What was it?
I just it threw off my next point that I was about to make to you.
Hmm.
Um, damn it, Shar. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. But no, I totally I have to agree with everything that you're saying regarding this. I think that what's important, just to piggyback off of what you just kind of said, what's important is that with each step we owe it to ourselves to interrogate things, right? So when I tell you that like 2020 has been emotionally charged for me, it's been that I've been so fiercely dedicated to self-work. Like I'm journaling, I'm reviewing things. I'm taking stock with people who are in my inner circle, who I trust, who are my friends. That energy is all there. We're all vibrating at the same, what have you. But I think we do a disservice to ourselves if we do not interrogate the things like you just rattled off. Like for me, romantically, I'm like, okay, I'm attracted to him, but why? Why am I attracted to this particular type of man? Or why? I mean, anything. I believe, like anything. Like, why does this trigger? Why does this conversation or this moment or this movie, this scene in this movie, why is this triggering me? And I feel like when people don't constantly interrogate why
Hmm.
they work the way that they work, that is a disservice to them and then in turn everyone who they interact with. I think that we constantly
Yeah.
have to question things.
I also think too, like you have to do it with love. Like you
Mm,
should, because it's very easy to fall into the trap of, self resentment. Like, why am I like this? Like, oh my gosh, like, and then it becomes like you're policing yourself too much that you don't actually get to enjoy the fact that you are built the way you are because you're supposed to be.
mm-hmm.
So you have to practice that discernment, and do it with love, and it's like, because it's so funny that you say that because I've been there before. I've
Mm-hmm.
been there before. And, and yeah, I mean, it's like going down that rabbit hole. You just got to be a little careful because it's a slippery slope.
Well, we
Love
have a
yourself through it.
question. We have a
Yes.
question. I'll let you answer first and I'll answer after you. What are you most thankful for today?
Um, I would say, without being cheesy, like I am most thankful for the opportunity to um to be of service to people in my life right now. Just because what's happening in my life, because when you go through something that's a challenge, you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is hard, and I have to do this, and you go through all the motions. But then when you get through it, and you're able to help people, and you're able to, this is just what's happening in my inner circle. You feel like a sense of not accomplishment, but like a sense of purpose. And it's great to have that purpose, and it's great to feel like you are helping someone, or you're the person that you needed. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just today. How about you?
I'm grateful for, I mean, I guess like fundamental things. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in conversation with you right now. I'm grateful for I'm going to be honest. I'm grateful for air conditioning. Los Angeles is in a heat wave this morning. My mind instantly went to people that are experiencing homelessness because I know that our city likely, I don't know how this is going to work, but typically Los Angeles offers cooling stations to people who are affected by homelessness. But because we're dealing with the global health crisis, I don't know in turn what that now may look like. And so just really keeping people like that in mind, um, and just grateful for it being Sunday. Like I don't know if you caught last hour, I was saying
Sorry. Uh-huh.
how I was mourning that it was September, because I think it really just hit me like it's September. Like the year is really over. The year is over, like, as far as like plans and things like that. And so, and I think it's because we were all like, at the beginning of this in March, everyone was talking about how this will be over by the time August hit, girl. Like, this will be so far past us. But you know, um, because of certain things like our leadership, the administration in this country, not not being fair and just to the American people and not listening to science, we all have to suffer even longer. I should note that Jared says, he commented and said, Los Angeles still has cooling centers. They can just have a lower capacity for social distancing. So, yeah, I'm
Yes.
grateful for.
Honestly, listen, I think that this year, I don't want to be like negative or whatever, but you know, it's been really hard. It's been so hard on everybody, emotionally, mentally. But I think that it's bringing us a level of humility that we sort of needed, because I think that the change that occurred with social media and with especially with ego, with oppression, with so many things that were born out of social media changing our lives, um, have really, you know, it's given us a step back to really focus on what truly matters, and spending time by yourself, you know, sort of like, it's like, I think I saw a meme. It was like the world has like basically sent us to our room. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like a punishment.
Some
You know
of
what I mean?
us,
Yeah. So it's
some of
like,
us, because people still out here, you know, and doing stuff. So some of
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Carmen froze. Uh-oh. She is in a public space at an outdoor restaurant. So I don't know if the Wi-Fi just glitched or what. Uh-oh, Carmen. Maybe she'll come back. I don't know. In the meantime, until she does, and if she does, I'm going to keep going. I wasn't planning on being on for an hour for... No, what is that? Huh. Do you all see what I see? Whatever. I don't know what's going on with Instagram. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if this is for Carmen or for me, but we can both keep it going. Like, if she comes back, we can answer. Danny, what I can offer you, um, you know, what makes it so difficult is so many people who don't get the issue, so to speak. They are, everything's very tribal right now, right? Especially when we're talking about American politics and where people stand on the left or the right. Everything's pretty tribal, and for the most part, people know where they stand. The best you can do, Danny Wright, in my opinion, and if anyone has any suggestions, feel free to leave it in the comments. But the best you can do is to present a case. That's what I would do. You know, the statistics are there. And I don't know what type of outlets or whatever people subscribe to, but there are literal statistics there. And if people can't find fundamental, when you say the issues, I don't know, because you didn't rattle off a specific issue. But if people can't find compassion and understanding, or be willing to open to certain dialogue, open to certain conversations, then that might be a lost cause as it is. That's not me saying give up on family members, but sometimes giving up is the only choice, because like I said, just to reiterate my initial point, everything is so damn tribal right now, and we live people have hard lines drawn in the sand. So I would present the best case I could, you know. But like I said, with the issues, I don't know what you mean by the issues, because you didn't rattle off anything that's specific. But I mean, there are things out there, and a lot of people, if we're being honest, a lot of people are misguided. I have been personally surprised by how many people get their information from memes instead of actively doing the research, actively looking up things themselves. Like, there's so much misinformation floating around on Facebook in particular. And unfortunately, Facebook is where a lot, like when I think family on social media, I think Facebook, right? So Facebook is where a lot of people get their news. There's also, not to mention, a lot of links that are spam. I've seen things like abcnews.org, and people don't have the wherewithal to look at that URL and see that ABC News wouldn't have a .org, it would have a .com. But people go to that site, you know, they got the logo and the same formatting. It's like ABC would, and they're issuing out lies and propaganda and all different types of nonsense, and people are subscribing to it instead of going to a viable, reputable search engine, or even just watching the news. You know, I am a member of the free press. I'm a member of the media, so the media is not the enemy, folks. Um, Despite what you might hear, we're here to give you all the information. So, and you have to also make sure you know the difference between reading like a newspaper and like reading like an op-ed. Because the lines get blurred, I'll give you that. The lines get blurred. I'm a journalist, but I'm also a media personality. So sometimes the lines get blurred as far as like, are you a pundit or are you, because, you know, with journalists, we're supposed to be unbiased. And even though I don't know if I can, because it's considered like unethical or taboo or whatever to kind of like talk about certain things, especially regarding politics, but I do anyway. We got about a few minutes left. I don't think Carmen's coming back. She just dropped in anyway, but I should preface by saying that. Carmen was not initially like, I said, anybody who wanted to go live with me could. Sis saw that. That's the calling card, and we went live together. So I'm grateful for what she had to say when she dropped in. And I hope that you all got something from it as well. That's another thing. People do just fall into headlines. And you know what? Headlines are designed, unfortunately, a lot of headlines are designed to be sensational because they have to drive those clicks. You have to click. But if you actually read the damn story, you would see that it is typically not nearly as sensational as the headline. Also, headlines are like little synopsis. Like you gotta put your buzzwords, you gotta sum up, you know, this 2,500 word piece and make sure that you're covering the bases in this headline. So that's another, but you know what? It all goes back to people not willing to do adequate research. People have the attention span of a gnat, and they get what they get, they see what they see. And also, a lot of people are fearful. They don't want to be challenged. But that's living an ego driven life. You got to humble yourself. Carmen was just talking about humility. People, there's a lot of ego that shows up in people, a lot. Like I always tell people, like when I interview people and talk, like I always approach conversation as a teachable moment because I can step to conversations while acknowledging that I don't know everything and I'm okay with not knowing everything. And I want to be able to learn as we engage. I want this to be a teachable moment, not me coming to you, you know, doing, you know, whatever. So, yes, Danny Wright, 23. People do accept sources that are unreliable. Sometimes they don't know, sometimes they do. And like I said, you'd be shocked at the amount of people who got news strictly from memes with no attribution, no visit to learn more, visit www, none of that. Literally just a meme created, slapped to social media, and then people will take that and run with it as the gospel. I don't understand it. I just truly don't. I just truly don't. But that when I think misinformation, I think Facebook. Facebook is the hub for misinformation when it comes to social media. When I think, you know, certain social media. So yeah, back to my initial story. At the top of this, I had never seen aquatic life up close and personal like that. So a dolphin, for those of you who missed the top of the show, a dolphin washed on shore yesterday when I was at the beach. Now, it was slightly injured, but the kids were screaming. Like I said, I thought someone had either gotten attacked or was drowning, and then the dolphin ended up swimming back out. But I had never seen anything like that up close and personal. And people thought it was a shark, but I'm no scholar of aquatic life, but I recognized the dorsal fin. I was like, that ain't no damn shark. That's a dolphin. And people were still like, no, that's a shark. That's a shark. It took for the lifeguard to say, no, it was a dolphin. And I was like, I told y'all that wasn't no damn shark. But I had never seen anything like that. And so, yeah, moving on, more about my business. I recently started working out with a trainer. My entire body is sore. We're meeting a few times a week. I don't think he's taking new clients because of the COVID of it all. But we're meeting a few times a week, and he gets on my damn nerves, but you know what? He gets the job done. Like I said, my entire body is sore as hell. But I'm anticipating to see, like I have to carve out something out of the budget because I'm, of course, paying him to train me. I'm excited to see, I decided I'm going to take pictures of my body every month. And I'm excited to see, eating is not really where I fall short. I know eating like foods that you choose to eat is a big, big, big dip for a lot of people. For me, I'm pretty disciplined with eating. Like I will cheat when I want to cheat, but for the most part, like I eat healthy things. And it has nothing to do with weight, image, living in LA, I've always ate the same my entire life, even when I lived in the South. Granted, I cut a little bit more corners when I lived there, but I've always been a fan of salads. Like I was the kid, I was never a picky eater. I think the only thing I didn't like growing up was like squash and coleslaw. I ate everything else. Everything. I'm talking about I was eating supreme pizza at 4 years old. Supreme pizza with black olives, mushrooms, and all. Can I have another slice? I've never been a picky eater. And so that has trickled into me not, I was not one of those kids who was like, ew, broccoli. I was eating broccoli. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my parents didn't have to dress up vegetables or drench it in cheese or deep fry it for me to eat anything. And they also didn't have to twist my arm because I enjoyed the food. So in my adult life, it's nothing for me. I've always been a fan of salads. And I call, you know, my friends tease me, we have pizza bars here. Kind of like how you go to Subway or Chipotle, except it's pizza. And I get what I affectionately call the garbage can pizza. And I call it that, and my friends joke and call it that because I will literally get everything on my pizza. Everything. Everything. Mostly vegetables. I'll have one or two protein, but I have every vegetable. Every single one that little bar has to offer. And then throw just a little bit more cheese on top. Because if you stick it in the oven without the cheese on top to provide that moisture cover on top, then the vegetables will char. And that's not a fun taste. So yeah, I say that to say I'm excited to see, because I have not really worked out in years outside of dance studios. Like I'm a big dance girl. Like Ray, who's in the comments now, mentioned last hour when we were talking about Beyonce's birthday that he watched some Beyonce concert DVDs. Like that used to be my workout. I know every routine, and you know those Destiny's Child, those Beyonce concert DVDs. Those are like 2 hours long, and you get out there, and I'd be singing too. That's diaphragm work. That's stomach work. You know, out there while still doing routines. And listen, that was me. But now I'm actually like resistance bands and ellipticals and stuff. So we will see. We will see. I should also shout out the Melanin Touch. I see the Melanin Touch is so funny. The Melanin Touch LA just joined. Well, just commented. And I literally rolling off my tongue. It's going to shout out the Melanin Touch because also this week, if you're in the LA area, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about an experience, okay? I got a massage, a professional massage. And I'd never gotten a massage outside of like a massage chair. You know, you still put your head in that hole, but it's like a chair where, you know, like, you look up a massage chair if you don't know what I'm talking about. The Melanin Touch LA, I was like on the bed, you know, like that little thing that, like the bed thing. And like laying down, and I got a 60-minute deep tissue massage. And when I tell you, I needed it. It was just what the doctor ordered. My back, my upper back and shoulders is what houses all of my tension and stress. Like that's where it all goes. And I've had some stuff back there for years. And so her name's Melanie of the Melanin Touch. Sole proprietor, CEO, founder, I believe. Was back there kneading out them knots, and literally it was such a euphoric experience. So I needed that, and you know, combined with the working out and stuff, it just was great. And I had it pre-planned anyway. Like the working out with the trainer just kind of fell in my lap, but this massage had been planned for a minute now. So yeah, shout out to the Melanin Touch LA, honey. Y'all got me together. You got me together, sis. Also, I wanted to pass this on to you all as well. So on Tuesday, you know, I mentioned that I was feeling a bit moody because I had to sit with it actually being September 1st. Like that's something that really tore me up. And I don't know how that's going to look going forward. Am I going to have a breakdown when it's November 1st? Am I going to have there will be no Halloween this year. And I'm mad because I did not participate in Halloween last year. I've participated in Halloween every single year since I've been here. And last year, I sat last year out. And that's only because I was working so hard. And I was like, oh, anybody got time for that? But there'll be no Halloween this year. I won't be going out at anything. And Halloween marks like, isn't that like technically like around the beginning, like the official start of cold and flu season? I'm okay. I'm okay. So, damn it, what was the point I was trying to make? So I was talking to a friend, and he said something that really stuck with me, that he acquired from his therapist. And it's about binary feelings. Now, you know that every after show I've talked to you all, I've been very, very transparent about my journey this year, about weeding through my emotions. And I've come to the conclusion that, and I might have said this last week, but I look at everything as an ellipsis now. Like, I feel like I came from a train of thought with thinking that everything had a period behind it. And everything doesn't always work that way emotionally. It's an ellipsis because we will be revisited. These emotions are all the same, and they will continue to be the same for the rest of our lives. It's how they show up that might be different. But these same emotions of, fear, anxiety, or confidence, love, like good, bad, indifferent, it's all, like Mufasa said, all in the circle of life, honey. It's just how they show up. And so my friend said something that really, really stuck with me, and I'm going to pass this on to you all. As I was telling him, I'm not doing too well today. I was so good yesterday. I don't understand it. And what he said, what I took away from it is that we need to stop looking at our emotions in such a binary way, right? And what I mean by that is creating more gray space. So if you look at it like a sandwich, you could say, like I said, I was feeling great and now I'm not. But there's so much in between those two slices of bread. And I think we do ourselves a disservice when we look at everything so binary. But that's how we are socially conditioned. At least I am. I don't know if your household was a little bit different. Mine was very black, white. And so it's kind of like, look at it like a thermostat. You're never just either hot or cold. Like, there's still tons of little knobs, tons of little settings while you're in your car or in your home or whatever, versus full on 65 degrees air or 95 degrees heat. There are emotions that exist in that sweet spot of 75 degrees or whatever, or 72 degrees. Am I making sense? And I feel like so many of us look at things just in such a binary way. And if you're like me, hopefully you take that with you and it blesses you. And it's definitely a journaling point. If you're a journaler, that's definitely something to expound on in your personal time, and really kind of sit back and look at maybe how you might be looking at some things in some binary ways. Was the Halloween, I was in LA in yes, so 2018 was the last time I participated in Halloween. I did not do last year. And I was planning on doing this year. So it's lunchtime. What is your fail-proof, always a good choice restaurant food of choice? Ooh, I don't know. Lunch is my favorite meal of the day. That's no secret. If you listen to Kiss and Tell, by the way, I don't know if I can tell y'all. Just never mind. Lunch is my favorite meal of the day. It always has been my favorite meal of the day. There's so many options. I love that the sun is still up. It's daytime. It's just a sweet spot for a meal to me. What's your favorite meal of the day? Lunch really is mine. I'm not big on breakfast. And dinner's like, because sometimes I have dinner, sometimes I don't. For example, on Friday, I did not have dinner. And I didn't have dinner because I went out to lunch with a friend, and the burrito was so big, I said, okay, Shar. It was cut in half, but I said, I'm not taking any leftovers. I ate the entire burrito. It was big. I ate the entire burrito with the chips that came on the side. And I was full. And I knew eating that entire burrito that I likely would not have dinner that night because I was full. But yes, lunch is my favorite meal of the day. I don't have any go-to good choice, whatever, because I'm open to the smorgasbord. I really just go with the flow. If I want chicken wings, I'm getting chicken wings. If I want poke bowl, sushi, I'm getting that. If I want shrimp tempura from the Thai restaurant, I'm getting that. So I really have no go-to. What I can tell you today, though, is that I'm having a salad, a delicious salad. Because, again, remember I was just talking about my eating? I got all what I need, all the accoutrements in my refrigerator. It's going to be good. Except this time, I strictly bought just iceberg lettuce. Normally, I would mix my iceberg with like a spring mix. But for texture purposes, I just wanted iceberg. And so I have a little pre-shredded cooked chicken. It's going to be good. I'm throwing all my stuff on there. Fresh garlic, onion, lettuce, tomato, jalapeno. I require that in all of my salads. And I also have this corn salsa that I'm going to add in there. It's going to be good. And I'm going to make it big. right? I have big salad bowls, big old Kourtney Kardashian type salad bowls. And that's what I'm going to have for lunch. And I'm going to go to Detroit with Lisa Ray, Tia Tamara, and Roger. And then later on this evening, I'll watch my Sunday night programming. Even though I know that P-Valley season finale is out. I know Lovecraft is out. You know, I reserve those things for Sunday. But right now I'm in a sister type mood. And I'm going to wash all this makeup off. So T. Burp says, are you saying, for example, like I've heard from mentors, like before one gets you angry, before you reach that point, the feelings you feel first are pain, fear. No, not that. I'm not necessarily saying that. So I'm not saying when I mention those emotions, I'm not talking about the lead up, right? So I'm talking about when the emotion hits. Like, for example, there's no such thing as either just being angry or happy. There's a lot in the middle. Granted, like what you just said, T. Burks, there's a lot that leads up to those emotions as well. But I'm talking about the final emotion. Like, there's a lot in the middle, and we shouldn't look at things as binary. Because no one's either just 100% angry or 100% happy. There's a lot in between that, and a lot that leads up to that. So we're kind of in the same wheelhouse, but not really on the same page. Yes. So, yeah. I just had to pass that along. So I talked about the dolphin because I wrote down things today. Talked about the dolphin washing up on shore. Had a fun time at the beach. Got a little darker. Got just a little. You see that little line? It's just a little. It was crazy yesterday. But then once you shower and wash the beach off of you, it's like that layer comes off. Because yesterday I took off my bathing suit. I said, "Well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned." Talked about the trainer, my training sessions, the massage from the Melanin Touch, and the moods. Projects that I'm working on. This month is Black Women in Media for NABJ LA. And so I'm on the board for that, and it's going to be exciting this year. If you're a member, can't wait to see you. If you're not a member, I hope you join. Or at least, I don't know where the information is, but we do have a scholarship fund for NABJ that you should donate. You should donate to. If you got a little $5 extra, you don't have to sit up here and write a $20,000 check. If you got $5 to give, that would just be great, because we as an organization give out scholarships for the future of journalists that are part of our chapter. But yeah, so I'm planning that. I'm co-chairing that, I should say, and I'm excited for this year. It'll be Saturday, like September 26th, I believe. And I also have, it's been no secret, I've been working on a podcast. Oh, and let me show you all the mic that was sent to me. It's very nice. Hold on. We love gifts, right? So I'm working on this podcast, and I really hope we get picked up because you all love it. Okay. This is my podcast mic. And it is a good one. It's a good one. So I've been using this for our test runs. But like I said, I can't go into detail. So don't ask me. Oh, by the way, the website is nabjla.org. And that's where you can, if you got like $2, $3, if you got like what you can. I understand we're in a pandemic. And if you're like me, you're struggling to find consistent work. But isn't this a beauty? This thing picks up everything. If I wanted to go down the ASMR road, let me tell you, I'd be sitting up here with them Popeyes chicken sandwiches. Are you all fans of ASMR? I gotta be honest, I follow like 2 or 3 pages. I really do. I follow an Asian guy, a black woman, and a black man. Actually, 2 black women. Sometimes it's just like, I don't mind them. No. I follow, not all of them are ASMR. Some of them are mukbang. I don't mind them. I just wonder how people put away all that food. You got 50 chicken nuggets and Korean spicy noodles. I don't mind it. I don't mind the slurping and this. I don't mind it. But it doesn't relax me. I should say that. It doesn't relax me. I don't know what I feel when I feel it. Maybe I feel like I'm eating too type thing. You watch those things and sometimes you walk away full because then people be doing a lot. But so yeah, I'm working on this. This is a fun project. We just came up with the title, by the way. So yeah, fingers crossed, because this would be a really big deal for me. And so, what else have I been doing? What other projects have I been doing? Listen, I've just been in here. I haven't been writing. I've stepped away from writing for a minute because, no, I don't think I saw that. Ray's asking, did I watch Bigger? But, well, TT, we'll talk. We'll talk. What was I just talking about? I always forget my points when I get lost in you all's comments. But, oh, I was saying how I really haven't been with writing because I like to be assigned things, right? I'm not good at pitching. Pitching is triggering for me. So if you assign me a writing assignment, I'd be more down for it. But my mind just hasn't even been in the writing space right now. So I haven't been writing. And then things have kind of slowed down with the things that, like I mentioned, that I normally do. There are no red carpets. I'm not affiliated with the one channel that I was reacting with last year. I'm not on Channel Q anymore. There is no Shar Navarro, even though in a press release I just read, Anna Navarro will be back on The View every Friday, I believe, while Megan's on maternity leave. Well, not while Megan's on maternity leave, because they said they're going to have alternating conservative guest co-hosts. So I don't know. But yeah, so without Channel Q, without the React channel, it's just been an interesting year, and it's stung a little bit. You know, when those damn social media memories pop up, I'd be like, oh my God. Last year for Beyonce's birthday, I was on air filling in for Jared on Channel Q, and I also did Keep It with Ira and Lewis while they were still in the process of booking their third co-host, their third permanent co-host to fill that chair. And so it's just like, oh, Shar, you were really in it. And it's so easy, especially this year, it's so easy to feel like you're not doing anything. But I try not to dwell on that because in all honesty, I have not been motivated, y'all. It's like I'm just not in that wheelhouse of last year. It's like I want to take on all of these different projects, but my motivation, it's like I need a little boost. I could use a little boost, God, a little confidence boost. I could use, you know, a little push, a little pat on the butt, you know, in an affirmative way. I don't feel like I need to be disciplined. I've been trying to live right, Lord. I've been trying to live right. But like a little affirmative push, you know, because I'm out here, I'm trying, I'm working, and I'm working at my own pace because I've realized that the pace that I had been programmed to work at just doesn't serve me in 2020. Because then I'll end up not honoring my commitments. And I never, you know, your name is all you got in this town and in this world. I never want to say I'm going to, or be available to do something and then not show up. That's like a huge fear of mine. But I also, y'all, the thing is, I be feeling fine. I don't be feeling depressed. I don't be feeling sad. I be feeling fine. I just don't be feeling like doing anything. I don't be feeling like doing anything. And I know that things like that come in waves. Because this week I might, like I have a nice week planned ahead of me. I have a meeting on Wednesday regarding something. I just shot a PSA for Black LGBT folks in Los Angeles, urging those of you who aren't voting to vote. So I just did that last week. I don't know when that's coming out. So yeah, I've had my hands in a few different things, but I've also turned down things. So I just don't have the bandwidth. I was invited to participate in a panel for a film festival coming up, and I told them I couldn't do it. I think I told you all about this last week. It was primarily rooted in the subject matter, though. I'm not interested in being on a panel discussing Black Lives Matter because I am depleted. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I'm depleted. If you're like me, you, child. So, Ray says we need a Black LGBT centered radio channel. We do. Black is King is treating me great. So Black is King is the name of my car, for those of you who don't know. She's getting a little treat tomorrow, courtesy of Jace. Jace, you know what? Jace is just, I talked to him last night. I miss Jace, but I'm gonna see him tomorrow because he is gifting me something for my vehicle, and so that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'll tell you all about that next week. That'll be fun. And it's very nice of him, right? And we did have a kiss and tell meeting. But like I said, I'm not at liberty to discuss anything right now with anything that, just know that I got things floating around, and when they land, they land. In classic Shar fashion. Either I'm going to tell you beforehand, or you'll just see a post dropping like a Beyonce album. And there it is. Well, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. So yeah, you all, I have 6 minutes left, but I really don't have a damn thing left to talk to you all about. Like I mentioned, Dustin did reach out to me. I only saw the top banner of the message. I didn't get a chance to read all of it, but everything's fine. And everything's fine with us. Don't be trying to stir no pots. I still love me some Dustin Ross. And we're going to reschedule. But the thing is, I only have 2 episodes left. I only have 2 episodes left. And I have who's my guest for next week. And then my finale guest, you'll see. I'm reaching out to people tomorrow for my finale. And I already have, it's 3 names written on my dry erase board in my bedroom. And we'll see. And Sundays with Shar will not be necessarily over. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted because, child, this scalp is dry up in here. I got wet at the beach yesterday. But Sundays with Shar won't be over. It just won't be as consistent, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still going to check in, particularly on Sundays, particularly at 11 a.m., just not every Sunday. I love this. This has created a sense of community for me. This has been an outlet for me. This has been fun for me. I just refuse to dedicate, every Sunday to it, for now at least. And who knows, maybe I'll take it into podcast form. Who knows? Only time will tell, child. But anywho, enjoy your Sunday. People who are in Los Angeles, stay cool. We are already in the triple digits. My God. I'm about to fling this bra across the room, put on a tank top, pull this hair up, grab a makeup wipe, and then make me some lunch. Enjoy your Sunday. If you're on Twitter, we can chat there. Today was fun. And yes, I do have a mic now, and what if they ask for it back? What if my show doesn't get picked up and they say, okay, Shar, put it in the mail? They're not going to do that, though. Yes, Mel says, put on that jumper and relax. Yes. Mel's the one that did my massage. I was in like I got tons of little housewear. That's one of the perks of being an auntie. By the way, Mary J. Blige, I mentioned this last week. Do y'all mind being called auntie? I don't. I don't see a problem with it, but I would respect, Oprah doesn't like it, Gail doesn't like it, Ava DuVernay doesn't like it, and now it's come out that Mary J. Blige talking about she wants us to look at her as our sister. Girl, you are not my damn sister. I get that, and I get it. I love Mary. We're the same zodiac sign. I think we share 2 different signs. I love Mary. I really do. But sisters, ooh, look at that difference. I wasn't kidding. You all see that if I had a makeup wipe next to me, I would have started already. Like, that's how real it is on this Sunday. You all, I can keep going. But, so yeah, I don't mind it. In the meantime, I don't even know what I'm saying. See, I'm delusional. I need to eat. I really need to go. I'm going to be on Twitter later. You all know how I check in. And we will chat next week. 2 more episodes consistently of Sundays with Shar left. And then, like I said, we'll go from there. So take care, guys, and have a good Sunday. Stay cool and stay safe. Stay safe. Mask, Rona is still out here wreaking havoc. See, I'm stumbling over my words. I need to eat. Bye, guys. Have a good day.